Pack Athletics here with Reece Sharman Newell after Reece breaks history this past weekend up in Boulder, Colorado. He's the first, one of the first guys to run a sub 4 mile. He did it in 3:59:37, which was converted to 3:53:54. Reece, just talk about your weekend, man, in the mile and just how cool of an experience that was.
Well, first of all, yeah, that's my first proper hit at the mile. I loved it. It was a great experience to see you guys put on a good meet. Got nice little intros, and then sort of in the planning for it, we always knew that the race was going to be quick. So we're like, just ride the train, get in the race, just see where I'm sort of at. I got about 3/4 of the way through, and I said, well, this is mine. And then everyone knows at the end of the day, I am that 8 guy. So when it came to the kick, I refused to lose and took the W in a pretty nice time.
Reece, I don't think a lot of people realize just how big of a deal this is. I mean, there's not too many people that run sub 4 miles, and the fact that you were the first guy ever to do it on Colorado soil. We know you're an Englishman, you're from overseas, but just talk about how cool it is to have that accolade here in the state of Colorado.
I tell you what, it means quite a lot that I didn't realize it actually would. At first, it's taken me a while to sort of grasp the mile. It's taken me 4 years alone just to work out what a good 800 time is. It's going to take me probably another couple years to figure out how good the mile is. But since moving to Colorado, I love it. This is the place that I want to be. This is the place that I feel at home. So to sort of get a home record, that's how I view it. I can't really put that into words.
We know how good of an 800 runner you are. You've talked about you're an 800 guy. How difficult is it to, like you said, it's taken you about 4 years to really get down the 800, and just all of a sudden, bang, you're a stud now at the mile. How big of a transition is it? Not a transition because you're still running the 800, but how different is the mile from the 800?
The 800 is brutal. That's the only way I can describe it. The 800 is brutal. It's long enough to make a mistake, but it's too short to come back from one. When you run an 8, it's, pain level 10-10 from the start, and you just got to hold on and scream. The mile is like, a 9.5 from the start, and then you're doing it for twice as long. But it favors people who are strong. I'm definitely an 8:15 guy. I've got the speed work and I can run the 4s, but the way I train, I'm extremely strong in that side. So it's sort of like I can open up, I can cruise, I can hit the mile, and then when it comes to the kick, that's my race in itself. So it's very different to the 8 in that sense, but they're not too dissimilar, hence why someone like me can do half decent in both of them.
Talk about, we guys know how of an outstanding cross-country season that both the men and women had. You helped your team go to the national championship. Talk about how important cross-country was to kind of get you prepared for the mile here in indoor and outdoor season.
Well, cross-country is, some people overlook it, and I think they're crazy to do that. Cross-country is the pivotal moment that sort of sets the standard and the tone for the rest of the year. We come in as a team, and first of all, running in the UK cross-country is an entirely individual sport. So when I first came, I had to learn the team concept behind it. And the second you understand that, it makes it an entirely different ball game. And I have to come in and I have to rely on 4 other guys to score, another 2 to be in the race. I have a team of 14, 15 guys, and it's like day in, day out. They are there for me and I am there for them. And that sets the whole sort of culture for the team. The guys did phenomenal this year. We wanted to aim a little bit higher. Unfortunately, that wasn't the result in the end, but every guy did everything they could, and I had no doubt about that. That's our second time making nationals, so that was a wicked experience as well, and got some of my older guys their first vest, which they deserved. And I mean, the women smashed it. I mean, we have a little bit of a inter-squad competition, who's better, boys or girls, but they definitely gave it to us in the cross-country. So yeah, I love cross, and it does set up the tone. It gets the base work in. It gets the team on the right mindset for the rest of the year. And all in all, it's a great start to the year.
You're talking about your teammates. Talk about the tight niche that you have with your fellow cross-country runners and your fellow track and field teammates, along with your coaches, and just the support you've gotten from them and your friends and family.
Well, I definitely wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. I'm the guy that has relied a lot on my surroundings, and I'm in a great environment. I have people that see more in myself than I have at points. I see people that push me. I see people that want nothing but the best for me. I have a great squad of guys that when it's -10 outside and I don't want to leave my room, they're already waiting outside the door ready for a run. So I am definitely in the best spot, and that is all down to my environment and my team. It's my job now to run at this level, and that's what I want to do. But the fact that I get to run with my best mates and my friends, I don't really see it as, oh, that's my cross team. No, they are my friends, and the fact that I get to wake up every day and do what I love with the people that I love, yeah, you can't buy that.
How about the support from back home? Have you gotten to talk to a lot of your friends and family back home in England?
Of course, yeah, my family have really rallied together and supported me, especially with my attempt at making the Olympics. It was great to see everyone out and really pushing for me to make it. That is a feeling that I never thought I'd get to experience. Back home, I train at Basingstoke, and they work very well. My head coach, Dave Reagan, he works very well with Coach Morris here. They sort of rally between each other and communicate about who's going to have me at which times, and it's working great. I went back over Christmas and got to see everyone, catch up, and lots of friendly faces, lots of smiles, and then lots of muddy hills in Basingstoke training. So yeah.
How much of a little bit of a transition? We know obviously the altitude here in Colorado is a little bit different probably than back home in the UK. When you do get to go back home, we obviously know how fantastic of a summer you had. You were so close to making the Olympic team there for Great Britain, and then we know you come back here in the fall, kill it in cross country. You said you got to go back home for a few weeks over the Christmas break. How different of a transition is it when you get to go home for a few weeks and train back in the UK, then bang, you're right back here at mile high altitude just about?
Well, I love going home because I get to see everyone and I get to breathe. All of a sudden the sessions are just that little bit easier, so I can go a little bit quicker. First of all, I'm going to say that altitude conversions are a real thing because everyone back home refuses to believe it. But you come up here and it's like breathing through a straw, and it just sucks. You're running and you feel great, and then halfway through it's just like a brick wall has hit you. So it's definitely nice when I get used to it and adjusted to it up here, but yeah, going home is like running downhill.
I'll ask you about this too. So obviously we know you're going to pursue a career after college as a professional runner. How has your competition, not just in the RMAC but in the state of Colorado, you think pushed you going forward? You know, like we said, your mile time, you beat a guy that was running unattached, and then you beat a guy from CU up in Boulder with the conversion time to 3:50, 3:54. How has kind of the state of Colorado pushed you going forward?
I'm just going to say our conference is stacked. Our conference is stacked. The RMAC is crazy. The level of competition is there at all elements. I have to run 10Ks in cross, and I get whooped. All of a sudden, I'm now in with the elites. I'll put it as it is. The sort of standard of a D2 conference, you wouldn't expect it to be that good. Everyone in the state of Colorado is a level above, and it's definitely great for staying on track and constantly pushing myself forward and having to make sure that I'm at the best shape I can be. In the 8s previously, there's some other guys who have come out and stuck it to me as well. So the D2 sort of level of competition, yeah, as a whole, it might be slightly less than D1, but the top guys are outdoing the top guys in D1, and yeah, there's no lack of competition for sure.
Got to ask you about your fellow country woman, Helen. Obviously, we know you guys are kind of the top dogs here in Pueblo. You're both captains on your respective teams. Talk about Helen a little bit, how much she's kind of pushed you, and you know, you get to go home, really cool. Helen obviously trying to compete for Team Great Britain as well in the Olympic trials. Talk about how Helen has really kind of pushed you as an athlete here in Pueblo.
Well, Helen is a dog. She is crazy. Like the talent that woman has, and the effort that she goes to is beyond me. First of all, she cares about her entire team, and sometimes I'm like you got to think about yourself. Like, you're an elite runner too, but I I promise you, that woman is bought in. She has so much talent and so much potential that is yet to be unraveled. And it's like every time I watch her, it's so exciting because I know what she can do, and I'm just waiting for the time for it to go bang. And she's already started doing that. But if you're competing against her, like, good luck to you, because she's definitely something special. And she does motivate me, and she does push me. First of all, because I need to beat her. Second of all, like, she's my best friend, and I've traveled the world of her now, and sort of riding this experience of the peaks and troughs and this unknown world that we're going into with someone who is on the same path as me. Like I said, that's so unique, and I'm so grateful to have someone that, first of all, cares for me as much as I care for them, and someone as talented as her. Without giving her too much more credit, she has definitely been a major factor in my success.
Reece, I'll ask you this. We know Boston coming up, pretty fast track up there. You think you can break 3:53, 54 up there in Boston?
Yes. Yes, plain and simple. First of all, I need to prove to the guys back home that altitude conversion is a real thing. I need to get the raw time on paper. That would get me the D2 record, which is definitely the first thing that I put on my checklist for accomplishing this indoor season. So yeah, that's the perfect chance to do it. I'm clearly in shape, and I'm just excited.
All right, Reece, you're an 8-time All-American. That's cross country and track included. What does Reece Sharman Newell need to do to up that total from 8 to maybe we'll say double digits?
Get golds. I've got plenty of plaques, but I don't like the color. From now on, I only want the golds, and whatever I enter, I will not satisfy with anything less than the gold one.
Reece, appreciate you joining us here, Pack Athletics. Reece Sharman Newell, the new state of Colorado record holder in the mile time. He runs it 3:59:37, converted to 3:53:54. Reece, you're a stud, my man. Appreciate you as always.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.